society that really doesn't teach us how to love ourselves, and I think it's so important that we all learn how to do this in a way that is best for us. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome to the family. My name is Dina. I am so happy to have you guys here. Today we're going to be talking about 5 ways to show yourself self-love. The first way to love yourself more is don't disregard your thoughts and your feelings. We are taught by society that whenever we have a negative or sad thought or feeling, that stuff is bad. You know, negative feelings are bad. For some reason, we have a habit of apologizing for it or not fully listening to it. Instead, a better way to look at these thoughts and feelings is that your body is trying to tell you something. Your unconscious is trying to tell you something. So unless you actually listen to that, it's gonna keep coming up. But something to keep in mind is that these wounds, these things that come up, are not things that go away overnight. A lot of the healing that we have to do as humans is a lifetime commitment. Yes, things get easier over time, but a lot of the traumas that we dealt with in our early life stay with us throughout our entire life. The key thing here is that you learn to have a conversation with yourself and your body. You learn to listen to those cues of when things come up and when you need to work through them. Whenever something is upsetting me these days, or even if it's something that happened a long time ago that is resurfacing for some reason, I like to look at, what the triggers are. Why is this coming up now? Why do I need to face this now? What do I need to work through? And I kind of work through that quietly by myself. And I have found that having that conversation with myself and my body has made an immense difference in my everyday life. Number 2, pursue your dreams. The way I like to look at this is that you envisioned this for a reason. If you are set on something, let's say you want to be an actress, you're always thinking about it, you're always putting yourself out there, and you honestly cannot imagine doing anything else but this, that is literally part of your path. That is part of your purpose. Now, we don't always understand things completely, and these interests in our dreams may actually lead us to something that's slightly different. Maybe the universe has something slightly different in mind, or maybe that is specifically what we're meant to do. But we don't have these interests, these passions for no reason. What would be the point of that? What would be the point of having this dream that you literally think about day and night, you're obsessed about it, you love it? What is the point of having that if you aren't meant to do it? If you aren't meant to be at least in that sort of vicinity or realm of work. Now, a thing to keep in mind too is purpose isn't just work. Purpose is how we go about our life. Purpose is way more than that. I believe that our interests, our dreams, our passions, they play a big part in our purpose and our reason to be here, because every single person has a different interest or passion, and they may be slightly similar, but everybody has a different viewpoint or a different way of going about it and has something different to offer the world. So if we all had the same interests, what good would that do for us? We couldn't really be of service to other people. It's the reason why someone is called to be an artist. It is the reason why someone is called to be a police officer or a teacher, because we all have roles to play, and all these roles play a part of our society and a part of servicing other people. So if you feel called to do something specific, it is because you are meant to do that. You are meant to be of service to other people in the world in that way. So something that I have really learned over the last few years is to listen to that. I wouldn't be called to do something if it wasn't meant to be part of my path. A difficulty that a lot of us have with this is that sometimes some of us are called to these dreams that seem unrealistic or unattainable because society has told us that we need to get a normal job. And these are literally ingrained into our brain on such a deep level of conditioning that it is so hard to get out of that. It is so hard to escape that. And that is something that I have personally struggled with for most of my life. But over the years, a way that I have really shown myself self-love is to listen to that and not shut it off anymore and not disregard it anymore. Because if I am not going after the things that excite me and that give me that passion, that reason to live, then what is the point? What's the point? What's the point of doing something that you hate? We all have one life, and it's up to us to make the most of it. So go after whatever you thought that you can't do. Number 3, be authentic. Be authentic with yourself, but also be authentic with other people. Now, first I want to talk about being authentic with other people. When you are authentic with other people, you are in turn being authentic with yourself. And I want to give you an example. A lot of us go through a phase of inauthenticity, and a lot of this happens in our early childhood, usually early teenage years, sometimes into our early adulthood. I know I went through that myself. And in these years, you are really learning about yourself. You are growing as a person. You're kind of figuring out what you like, the kind of people you like to hang out with. And usually through this process, you end up doing things that are inauthentic to yourself. Maybe hang out with the wrong crowd. You maybe get into activities that aren't really true to you and true to your heart, but you're doing it because you want to fit in. And the more inauthentic you are, the further you get from your true self. And the closer you get to your true self, that is where the magic happens. That's where you really begin to fully live and embrace your life. Now, this is just part of finding ourselves, and our life is very much a journey of finding ourselves. So don't get mad at yourself for going through this phase, because basically everyone has, and different people obviously are going to find themselves at different rates. It honestly depends on how much you listen to yourself and your gut and where you feel called. Over the years, you may find that you've distanced yourself from a specific group of friends and have, really found your soul family or people that you really relate to on a new level. This is, again, part of becoming your authentic self. And part of becoming authentic is surrounding yourself with the energy that you want to be like. So the people that you want to be like, the kind of information that is going to help you grow as a person and become the person that you want to be. So this could be, media, books. Where are you investing your energy, your work, all of that? It all has an effect on your authenticity and the way you grow as a person. In order to fully be authentic with yourself, you have to be honest with yourself and you have to trust yourself. Honesty is so important, because if you aren't fully honest with what you actually want to do and you are, not trusting yourself, kind of pushing that away and being like, oh, well, I don't know any better and I don't know what's right for me, that is going to have a big effect and really slow down your growth becoming an authentic person. And the reason why a lot of people struggle with this is because we grew up in a society that tells us we know what's best for you, but you don't. A big part of being authentic with yourself is also accepting the light and the dark, and the parts of ourselves that we love, but the parts of ourselves that we kind of push away and hide, and we don't really want to think about, the things that happened in our childhood that upset us, the things that maybe we've done in the past that we're not proud of. We like to ignore that stuff, but in order to fully be authentic, we have to fully love and embrace our whole self, every part of ourselves. Another way to really work on this is through shadow work, inner child healing. I actually have a couple videos on that. If you guys are interested, I will link it in the description box below. Number 4, stop comparing yourself to others. Now, I know this is a skill that is easier said than done, because we're always comparing ourselves. We're always comparing ourselves to other people on social media, their lives, their appearance, all that stuff. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I do fall into that pattern, but I am getting better at recognizing when it's happening and shifting that thinking, which is a very important part. But the thing that I want to focus on today is how I stopped comparing myself to others as much, and the technique and the mindset that I used to really get out of that habit. We all have a unique look, a unique talent or gift or interest, something different to offer our society. We all have a unique life. Basically, we are all a once in a lifetime cosmic event. When you think about it, there's never gonna be somebody on this earth exactly like you ever again. You are you. What got me out of this comparative thinking was realizing that, wow, I am a unique person. There's nobody like me. So why would I try to live a life exactly like someone else? What is the point of comparing yourself or trying to compete with other people when they are on their own path? We are all on our own path, our own journey. I don't want to be like so-and-so. I don't want to be like whoever's on Instagram that I'm looking at. I want to be like me, because being me is the most effective way to really offer something to the world. The world doesn't need another so-and-so. They've already got one. I'm just saying so-and-so because I don't want to like name names, but like, why would I be like someone else when they're already offering that up to the world, when I can be like me and offer something new? When you stop trying to compete with other people and you stay stay in your own lane, and the only thing that you need to focus on is being better than the you from yesterday and just keep growing yourself. It is a completely new perspective. Now, I understand that comparing yourself, or comparisonitis as many of us call it, is something that is very difficult to get out of. It is a very difficult habit to break for some people, and I actually have a video specifically on this topic which I will link in the description box for you guys if you are interested. What is it that you specifically as an individual have to offer the world? If you can't think of anything yet, it's probably because you haven't really had that deep, conversation, deep dive, really reflecting on yourself and what you want to offer the world. So take some time to do that. Start taking some more time to yourself to really understand what is it that lights you up? What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you love? And once you're very focused on that, like once you're just so focused on being your best self and pursuing the things that you love, it doesn't even matter what the other people are doing, because they're doing their own thing and you're doing yours. There's something that some people may specifically have trouble with in this realm, and it is seeing people do things that they want to do. And I think this is where the comparisonitis really kicks in hard for some people, is when they see other people living the specific life that they want to live, or doing the job that they want to do, or having the romance that they want to have, or whatever it may be. A lot of people automatically go to jealousy. They're frustrated. They're like, why can't I have that? But the way I shifted that thinking was replacing these thoughts of, oh, why can't I have that, to I can have that too. Because when you see somebody else doing something, being something, having something that you want in your own life, they are living proof that you can have it too. If they did it, why can't you do it? Yes, some people maybe have some different opportunities as you. We all have different opportunities going through life, but we all have hardships as well. And just because you have hardships doesn't mean that they don't also have hardships. They probably did. You just have to start shifting your thinking, and instead of being jealous of the person, use them as motivation to start taking action on the things that you want in your life. Number 5, schedule time alone. You need that reflection time. You also need your alone time to recharge your energy, because we live in a fast-moving society where we're constantly giving our attention to other people, to our jobs, to social media. When you're giving away your energy like that all the time and not taking time alone to recharge it, you're gonna burn out and you're gonna have a hard time really growing and developing as a person. We learn things every single day in all of our experiences, but if we're not taking time to really sit down and process that, what good is it? It's kind of like when people cram for a test, but then they pull an all-nighter, and it's counteractive, because in order to actually consolidate information, the brain actually needs, it requires sleep. So scheduling time to yourself can honestly mean a whole bunch of things. It may mean working out, yoga, meditation for some people. Maybe it's reading, maybe it's going for a walk, maybe it's journaling or baking or pulling cards or taking a bath. There's so many different ways to spend alone time, but I encourage you to not use that alone time to scroll on social media or watching a movie or television. Yes, you're by yourself, but you're not fully by yourself with your thoughts. The key thing here is that you have to schedule it. And that's why I said schedule free time alone, because a lot of people will not prioritize this. They'll think, oh, I'm too busy. I have too much work to do. Oh, it's really not that important, when really it is. Usually when things take priority in our life, we write it down in our agenda, like going to an appointment, making it to work on time. We prioritize these things, but then sometimes these other important parts of our self-development just kind of get pushed into a corner for like later, but then they never do it. So schedule it in. Maybe it's just 10 minutes to start, and then maybe you work up to an hour or maybe a half an hour, depending on how busy your schedule is. But when you schedule something into your calendar, then you are more likely to prioritize that. I want to know the ways that you guys show yourself love, so make sure you guys comment that in the description box below and we can have a conversation about this. Make sure to like and subscribe, because I post new videos every single week and I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on them. I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.